Yeah.
Oh, God, I know you've heard of it. UFC stuff. So for people who don't follow it closely, you'll still find this interesting. There's this guy. His name is Brian Ortega. Very good fighter. And he just fought for a championship. Didn't win, but let's just call him the second best fighter in his weight class. Cool. And Korean Zombie is another very good fighter. His career is somewhat derailed for sort of like mandatory military service. And Korean Zombie came on a podcast, but he doesn't speak English very well. So he had a translator. His translator is an American dude. He's a musician. He's not a fighter. I guess he's popular in his own right. He's not I'm not his demo, but so he's a successful musician. And he's translating things. Korean Zombie says, amongst other things, but the leading thing was this: Brian Ortega's dodging me. And I think that like he called him out. Maybe Ortega was hurt or something like that. And he's like, I want to fight Brian Ortega. He's scared of me.
He's dodging me. He's scared. When in fact, Ortega has an injury. Can't fight.
Well,
not won't fight. Can't fight.
Okay. So Brian Ortega says to the translator, how dare you say that? Next time I see you, I'm slapping you on sight. And the translator's like, don't shoot the messenger. I am the translator. So they're all at a UFC event together. The translator is friends with Korean Zombie, the fighter. And Brian Ortega's not far away, right? You can see them. They're at the event, not together, but nearly together. They're probably not going to make it up. They're 20 feet away. So Brian Ortega waits and waits and waits. And then the Korean Zombie, the fighter, goes to the bathroom. Brian Ortega walks over there and slaps the translator just like he said he would. And his take from this is, I'm a man of my word. I told you I'd slap you, and I did.
He didn't just slap that translator. He slapped both translators and a third man.
I didn't know that.
On his Instagram, he showed like his quote unquote apology where he admits to assault. He's like, I slapped 3 people that night, all right? And sure, only one of them maybe deserved it. But what comes around goes around. And and it reminded me of that YouTube video. Have you ever seen that YouTube video, the slap, where the guy's like in the backyard and he just starts slapping everybody, like pop, 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 even the little children. And the cops show up and they're like, you can't do that. And 2 of them come in at once and he goes, pop, like a double slap, pop, pop, pop. There's a cat in a tree, he goes, pop. just everybody gets a fucking slap. Yeah, Ortega slapped the shit out of everybody within sight that he thought needed it.
What an asshole! Whenever I think of these situations,
talk shit, get hit. Come on, Woody, this is your man.
He's a translator. No, I don't like.
Oh, okay.
His only job is to talk shit.
He's a translator. I do see where you're coming from with this. I think it's funny, but whenever I see this stuff go, I put myself in the shoes of the civilian. What? The guy's a professional athlete, but the translator had a great line. So they said, "Hey, are you going to sue Brian Ortega?" And by the way, this guy's a successful musician, and he tweets out, "Nah, I don't sue people who have less than I do." Oh, that's a big T move, man, or a high T move.
Sounds to me like he's cruising for a second bruising. Brian Ortega, he's on Instagram too. He's seen that. No. He's coming for more.
Who's the 170 pounder who's huge right now? He's like Cuban background, maybe Jose. I can't do his name.
Reyes?
No. He's like in line for a title fight. He's a street fighter first. He just beat Nate Diaz.
Oh, are we talking about Masvidal?
Yeah, Jorge Masvidal. Yeah. So when Jorge Masvidal had a story come out recently where he was in like a bar fight or something and he beat up 2 guys. All right. So then Jorge Masvidal goes into the bathroom. And then a third guy who may or may not have even been part of this situation.
Might have just had to piss.
Walks into the bathroom and Jorge knocks him out too. Says, I couldn't take a chance. A fucking top flight UFC fighter. What chance were you taking by letting this guy see if he goes to the urinal or to you first? But no, he ambushes a civilian who might have had nothing to do with it. We don't know. We don't know why he entered the bathroom. And
well, if he pisses his pants now, we'll know. Huh?
And he knocks him out.
Yep. I fucked up.
This guy, Jay Park, I don't want to put him down. He doesn't look like a fighter. He doesn't look like a guy who works out. He's
like a guy who runs his mouth. That's what he looks like to me.
He's a messenger.
I think he was saying things that the Korean wasn't saying.
No,
I
yeah.
think he was adding a little bit to it. That's the story I got. That he was saying some things that the Korean zombie hadn't actually said. He was talking some shit.
That's not the case, actually. Korean Zombie did say that.
I talked to Brian Ortega, and he said,
Korean Zombies. He wrote this thing. It'd take me a second to find it, but it was essentially, you know what? It's better if I find it. Korean Zombie on Bay Park. This shouldn't take long. It's all about the. Oh, I guess he apologized and he offered a more sincere apology. That's taken too long. But Korean Zombie essentially said, "Hey, were you waited until I went to the bathroom and then you hit my friend? Were you trying to get my attention? Were you trying to get me mad? Because it worked. I want to meet you in the octagon. I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you." And it's working. They got me hype. I want to see this fight. Brian Ortega, not a fan anymore. I liked this guy. This guy came from nothing. Worked so hard. He became one of the top fighters on the planet. I liked his story. But now he goes around beating up people that, like...
So you're okay when Khabib did it, though?
What did Khabib... Khabib beat up a trained fighter. That guy has a fight...
With a bunch of goons with him, though.
He jumped off the top rope and hit that guy.
No, in the hotel when he went after Artem Lobov.
Oh, I didn't like that move. Yeah. No, Artem Lobov was all alone. I didn't like
he
that.
threw that chair?
That was Conor McGregor, but that's funny.
No, that was Khabib. Khabib threw a dolly at a bus that had Conor and a bunch of and Rose. There were a bunch of women on there.
I knew it was
too.
That dirty Russian who did it.
Yeah, that's how they are.
And then they pinned it on Conor.
Not
he
that
was squatting,
Irish
waiting. And Conor, it was actually a charity benefit that Conor was attending. He wasn't even fighting that night. He was there to do some charity work for an old man he had punched. And unrelated attack. And
now Kyle's all about defending the Irish now that he knows he's won.
That's what it is.
I
didn't like it when Khabib. The guy did call Khabib a pussy, and that guy was a fighter. But the numbers thing made it kind of unfair.
They all got those neck beards.
Whole crew were there. Yeah, they all do the Abe Lincoln beard thing.
They all have the Abe Lincoln. Every single one of them with a shaved head.
It's like a Muslim
thing. You never
thing.
See a woman with them because they're not allowed.
Is that why? I thought women just didn't like what they
wrapped up. That's why Conor was talking about the thread count of Khabib's wife.
That is a great line. Yeah.
Your wife is 400 thread count.
My wife, I was where you are. I grew up in that shithole you came from. She'd be in fucking Lenin. She'd be in fucking Egyptian sheets. 2,000 thread count. I don't even know if that's
he said all that stuff about, he's a misogynist.
Yeah, it's not a dumb. He's a smart guy.
I got no problem with a man who'll beat up an old man. All right, I don't. To not beat up the old man is almost an insult to the old man. It's like, you're not worth my time. That's an insult. That man felt honored when Conor McGregor decked him when he wasn't looking.
I mean, when you're right, you're right. That's why I beat up people in wheelchairs every so often, so that they feel abled.
They know what the score is.
I've seen you beat up many a skinny gamer in a motel room. All right, let's not act like you're not taking the best and brightest.
Name one from 7th Street.
The easiest way to beat up a crippled person is to do it near stairs.
Woody's beating up every COD YouTuber with less than 1 million subscribers in North America. All right,
that's not true.
I saw him get after Bash one time outside
that's
the
not
elevator.
True. Oh wait,
Bash
that is true.
Had fear in his eyes. He was like, I didn't. Oh yeah. That's right.
I forgot. But no, that wasn't bullying
poor
at
little
all.
Bash.
Fucking Stone Cold stunnered him.
That's
it
true.
was crazy.
Stone Cold stunnered him.
He got up.
Yeah.
People's elbow. Like this.
People were
Bash
wrestling. Bash and Onslaught wrestled that night too. It was just guys goofing.
Yeah, it was just boys being boys.
Yeah.
A couple of no good nicks doing what they had most fun doing.
But yeah, I don't know. I actually didn't like it when Ortega hit the translator. I can't imagine why you do that. And who could be confused about him talking the shit?
Yeah.
What I
come
heard
on.
was that he was saying things that the Korean zombie had not said, which is, what is the Korean zombie's real name? It must be hard as fuck to pronounce if we're going to call him the Korean zombie. It must be Hu Kan Tan or some nonsense.
I can look it up. I don't know if it'll work.
Well, in any case,